historic decision, the Supreme Court accepted the centre's stand to review the existing law on sedition. The top court said that till the exercise of re-examination is complete, it expects that no case will be registered under IPC section 124A, or sedition as it is called. It asserted that those who are already charged under it can approach the courts for bail. But while the politics over this judgment has started, here is what is being hidden in all the technical jargon. Point number one, there is no blanket stay on the sedition law. The court has only expressed its expectation that the states and centre will resist the use of time that it's being mulled by the central government. Remember, in its last affidavit, the centre had said that it needs a little time to relook at the provisions of the law as it exists right now. The centre also said that it is driven by the Prime Minister's desire to relook at several archaic draconian laws that exist in the statutes. Point number two, those who have been charged with other cases, for example UAPA, for example those who are accused in the Bhima Koregaon state or for the Northeast Delhi riots, the case against them will continue. It's only when somebody has been charged only with sedition that they can expect any kind of go to seeking bail. However, in all of this, the political irony is that the same Congress, which by the way brought in an amendment to give teeth to the sedition law, today is saying, Daro mat, Satyamev Jayate. Even as the Agadi Sarkar in Maharashtra continues to hound the Rana couple, booking them under the self-same sedition law. Let me go across to our panel. Gopal Agarwal, National Spokesperson of the BJP, Deshratan Nigam, lawyer, Dr. Shashi Panja, MLA and spokesperson of the Trinamool Congress, and Meeta Chakravarti, political analyst, will be us in just a while. Deshratan Nigam, as a lawyer, I first want you to explain to our viewers clearly. There is a lot of a filibustering about it being stayed, about it being a slap in the face of the government. What exactly does today's Supreme Court verdict mean?
Padma, in fact, there is a lot of confusion. Different kinds of statements are coming from here and there. But the entire hearing process clearly pointed out that the Supreme Court has not questioned the validity of this law. The validity of this law has been constitutionally upheld by the Constitution bench in Kedarnath Singh's case. It was a 5-judges bench. So they have not attacked it, nor they have questioned it. What they have done is the misuse of the law, which is being done, as you saw in Rana couple's case for reciting Hanuman Chalisa, which actually was, that program was taken aback. But the fact remains, the confusion arose because the pre-independence law, the wording continued to remain the same, even after Kedarnath Singh's case. Where in the pre-independence era, the law was if you speak against anything against the government, the law will be slapped against you.
Yes.
And it was a crime. However, after Kedarnath Singh's case, it was read down. They said, if you by spoken or written words incite violence, or you have an intention to incite violence, or the violence was incited, and public order and peace was disturbed while, speaking against the government, then this law would be slapped.
In fact,
now the wordings remained the same, and the police continued to apply as per the wording of 124A.
And
say anything against the government,
exactly.
And therefore this will continue.
Absolutely, sir. And herein lies the irony that people who have so far misused the provisions of the law today are talking about how free speech has won. It is a setback for the government. So let me start by asking you also, Meeta Chakravarti, isn't it ironic that today Mr. Gandhi says, Daro mat, किसी के खिलाफ बोलना देशद्रोह नहीं है, एक ऐसे वक्त पे जब आपने एक महिला के ऊपर देशद्रोह लगाया हुआ है महाराष्ट्र में? आप किसको बोल रहे हैं?
First of all, good evening to all your viewers. Speaking truth to power is actually true nationalism.
Yes.
It cannot be looked at as something that can be booked under sedition. voices of dissent, anyone who is talking against the government or the government policies, unless they're really calling for violence or doing anything to break the nation, should be voices that should be encouraged, heard, should be engaged with, because they actually have the truest interest of the nation in their heart.
That is indeed very moving, man. I don't know if you know. I don't know if you know that in addition to booking Navneet Rana for sedition, now not only has the BMC gone after her house, but today the hospital which treated her has also been given a show cause notice. Is this your idea of speaking truth to power?
No, it is not. No, it is not. So in recent past, and we are not talking here about specific cases because then the list will be very long.
No, but you must.
We have seen cases of comedians, cases of activists, cases of journalists.
But ma'am, it is very easy to get away by generalizing. I'm asking you a specific case. As of today,
the Supreme Court had to intervene. The Supreme Court had to
former Congress president says, and I quote, "सच बोलना देशभक्ति है, देशद्रोह नहीं. सच कहना देश प्रेम है, देशद्रोह नहीं. सच सुनना राजधर्म है, सच कुचलना राजहट है." तो अगर कोई राजहट कर रहा है तो वो उद्धव ठाकरे हैं. राजहट उद्धव ठाकरे कर रहे हैं. उस राजहट को रोकिए.
Okay, so can we come back to the sedition law that we are discussing here tonight?
We're talking about the sedition law, which is being misused,
to journalists, we have seen how people have been harassed in recent past. Should this law be done away with or reviewed by earlier governments? I think it should have been. It was part of the 2019 Congress manifesto as well.
Yes.
That we are going to review and possibly look at this law again, because this obviously does not apply to the current setup, to the current times.
Here is the beauty.
The fact that Supreme Court has given this judgment and verdict is to be welcome.
And manifestation is very large, because manifesto says repeal, manifestation says go after Navneet Rana. That is the difference. And you cannot run away from it because people are not idiots. People can see what is happening.
Who is even suggesting people are idiots? We have seen what has happened in the past 8 years. This should have been done earlier. But the fact that they are taking note, there is a pressure from the Supreme Court bench that people are actually taking note, and there has been a clear direction that no FIR is to be registered now until this law is being reviewed under Section 124A is to be welcome. And I think, yes, speaking truth to power, as I said, is true nationalism. It cannot be looked at as an activity that can be booked under sedition.
Let's see how much truth will be allowed, at least in Maharashtra, without the powers that be cracking down.
First, I would like to clarify our stand on the whole issue, because once we start debating, it becomes very difficult to get what we are actually standing for. The thing is that simply we ourselves have said that this law needs a review. Prime Minister has clarified in his statement that we are going to review this. We need a review of this law. Second important point is, at any point of time, we have not said that we don't need this kind of law. So the thing is, the government is balancing between the review of the law and the need for this law. What the Congress is saying is just talk to a khake billi haj ko chali. That is the only thing. You have just now said how they are misusing the law, and then they are claiming victory, that claiming that it is against the Supreme Court judgment, is against what the current government stands for. So third point that I would like to mention, underline, is the Supreme Court has said and agreed most of the part of their statement, that they also agree that there is a need to review. They just want to expedite the process. That is the only thing that they have said. So the validity of this law stands in the eyes of the court and in the eyes of the government. Second is, there is a need for review. We have agreed. The court is also saying they just want to expedite. What the Congress is saying, there is a big difference in what they are doing and what they are preaching.
Okay, Dr. Shashi Panja, what about the Trinamool Congress? Here is as far as the Congress is concerned. What about the Trinamool Congress?
One of our honorable MPs, Mahua Moitra, was one of the petitioners, along with the Editors Guild of India and also others, which also includes a journalist who's been slapped a sedition case against him. So basically, since it is still sub judice, and I think we have to appreciate the spirit, and we are very happy with what the Supreme Court has made. Its observations very clear. It's extremely lucid, and we can just wait for the centre to get back on the matter because it is requested that they will review. And just the point is that lots of statistics have also tumbled out of the cupboard the moment the sedition laws and the discussion and the case came up. And this is true that sedition law arrests since 2016 to 2021, or even from say 2010 to 2021. The statistics is also available with you, but there have been so many arrests, but there have been very low convictions. So that means there were lots of prosecutions or lots of slapping of the 124A, but eventually, proven to be have committed a sedition.
If I may just respectfully, interject over here, even as your member of parliament is a petitioner, can I also tell you that in the years between 2014 and 2019, there were 8 cases of sedition which were used by the government of West Bengal, and in 2019, the government of West Bengal did not provide any data only.
So, at least it is not one of the highest states who has slapped the sedition cases.
Thank you.
The highest, amongst the highest ones, you have 4 BJP-ruled states. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into a BJP, non-BJP government, ma'am, Padmajaji. I'm just trying to say that if that was so, then why is all the media or even the press saying that the centre has taken a U-turn on this? So you are speaking of the Prime Minister,
point is the BJP is not above board anyway. The Uttar Pradesh state has the maximum number of sedition cases.
Yeah.
But if we are talking about saving face, at the very least the centre went and said, all right, we are going to bend the
I have not used all that terminology.
The centre didn't have any other option.
That is a terminology which is being used by maybe different media. The centre has done a U-turn on this. And I think there should be checks and balances in the system. Now, there were opposition politicians, academics, students. Haven't they been slapped with sedition cases?
By you
cases
as
of sedition
well.
Against them?
By you as well.
So that an academics.
Isn't that a bit of a two-facedness that while you say our MP was one of the petitioners...
Don't come down to tutu meme. Don't come down to tutu meme.
I am very respectfully
we are talking about the entire
government.
country of India. And you cannot deny the fact that people of India are very happy with the observations of the Supreme Court. Well, if the centre wishes to submit something different, let the Supreme Court decide what is good for the country.
So let me ask you a very simple question.
We do take cognizance of what the Chief Justice of India has said.
That's great.
Take cognizance.
Very simple question, ma'am. Your party, the Trinamool Congress, which is at present in power in West Bengal, has also been a part of a ruling alliance at the centre. At that point, was any effort made to say, let's roll back 124A? Let's water down 124A. There were multiple law commissions and the case has been in court. Was there any effort at that time?
Okay, ma'am. We didn't do then, we are doing it now. Are you happy with that? I mean, what is the point in a blame game?
But you didn't do it.
What is good for the country?
You didn't do it. You used it until 2019.
We didn't do it then, we are doing it now. Then why are you accusing us for having done it?
Because while on the one hand,
don't do that.
Ma'am,
this is something which this government should have reconsidered much earlier. It didn't.
But
now
you
it is
didn't
due to
even
the petitioners. It wouldn't have otherwise also risen to.
But this is a Janus.
Because of the petitioners that the centre has now taking a U-turn.
It's really funny.
Ma'am, very respectfully, you realize the Janus-faced approach, where one hand your MP is saying sedition is bad, down, sedition. On the other hand, your government is saying, pakdo, andar karo, sedition lagao.
Sedition लगाया
आपने?
You need to prove.
Between 2014, let me quote to you the cases.
40 out of 44
let me quote to you the cases.
Section 1.
Let me quote to you the cases. I told you.
So what's wrong?
In the 5
let
years,
it be proved. Let it be proved. Why can't you wait
but
for
your
it?
Government used
let it be proved to be sedition or not, and then you tell us. How do you know whether it is sedition or not?
Okay, ma'am, as a minister, let me ask you. a very simple question.
I'm amazed that the statistics are there in the public domain, Padmajaji. it is something which everybody is talking about. Now you say that the statistics are false, we have nothing to say, but there have been very low convictions. Out of the 13,306 people still languishing in jail. Still languishing in jail. So let's see.
To which you have also contributed, using a law which you say is bad.
How many, ma'am? Anything is bad. If it is not correct, it is bad. That is what we are arguing. But speaking against a government or us doesn't mean we are anti-national, and that's the spirit of this.
Ma'am, nobody, least of all, one of our prominent parties can be called anti-national. However, it is ironic, not anti-national, to say that a law which is in one forum called bad and people take credit for its watering down, on the other hand, is employed by the self-same people. That was our limited point. For the time being, thank you very much, both gentlemen, Dr. Shashi Panja, Meeta Chakravarti, for joining us. The watering down itself and the relook is important for us as a democracy. Quick break.